Probably the only thing that could help us is Aurak, Callie realised. She opened a comms channel to the Liberator again and called in. After a brief burst of static, Dana's voice crackled through the ether. "Callie, what's going on down there? We need a situation report. The signal keeps fading." "Listen to me, Dana," Callie interrupted. "We've all been infected. Tarrant, Avon, and I have the silicosa necrosis contagion." "What? How is that possible?" "The scientists here were trying to transmit a virus electronically," Callie said. "I guess they succeeded." Dana's voice sounded dry with shock. "But what can we do?" "We need Aurak down here." Tarrant said, "If he won't risk us having us back on the Liberator, perhaps he could deign to visit us for a consultation." They listened tensely as Aurak was reactivated, and Dana updated him on the situation. "They need you to go down to Mallorbis." "Out of the question," Aurak responded tersely. "You're the one thing that might be able to come up with a cure," Aurak said, Avon. "And don't tell me you haven't been working on one, because I know you have. There is no known cure for silicosis necrosis." "There was no known disease called silicosa necrosis until today," Avon said. "Someone has managed to turn a theoretical possibility into fact. Now you need to do the same with a cure." "It is impossible," Aurak sounded emphatic. "The virus is highly contagious. I cannot run the risk of becoming contaminated myself." "You'll find a cure," Tarrant assured him. "You must." "There may not be enough time. Clearly the virus exists in a constant state of mutative evolution. Each new strain acts more quickly and more aggressively." "Tell us something we don't know," Tarrant muttered ruefully. His hands were almost completely grey. How long before he turned into a human statue and then collapsed into a cloud of dust? "Aurak," Callie pleaded, "please, just release the teleport controls and get down here." "Impossible," the computer replied. "The teleport controls are time-locked and will not be released for another 48 hours. There is nothing I can do." The communicator gave a sudden squawk and went dead. Callie shook the bracelet. "Aurak? Dana? Are you there? Villa?" Tarrant activated his own bracelet with numb fingers. "Liberator! Come in, Liberator!" Nothing, Callie realised. "Aurak has severed the communications link too," Avon observed. "We are on our own." Tarrant angrily kicked a chair across the room. "I can't believe Aurak would do this to us." Avon was stony-faced. "Aurak is an artificial intelligence, but it is without scruples. Its primary function is to ensure its own continued survival. If I were in the same position, I might do the same." "Might," Tarrant repeated, his face twisted into an ugly frown. "Don't try to kid us, Avon. You would do the same. You always were a cold-hearted son of a—" "That's enough," Tarrant warned Callie. "You know I'm right," Tarrant snarled. "Look at him, just sitting there waiting to die. He's little more than a computer himself." Callie tried to speak calmly. "We're all living beings, Tarrant, even if we live our lives in different ways." "Well," Tarrant said with a strange smile that was utterly devoid of humour, "the one thing every living being shares is the inevitability of death. I suppose we've avoided ours for longer than might be expected. I just hadn't imagined it ending quite like this." For a few seconds there was nothing but a dry, wretched silence until Tarrant pulled his gun out of its holster with a clattering rasp. "I don't know about you two," he said with a sudden, strange kind of calm, "but I'm not going to just wait here until I fall apart." Avon's eyes narrowed. "Are you going to shoot yourself?" "I can hardly expect either of you to do it for me." "Well now," Avon purred, "you didn't even ask."